All right, we are live. Good evening. Oh my goodness, the mosquitoes. We're gonna have to get this party started quick. And there is Just Lark. How you doing, sir? Welcome in. We're just gonna give it a couple of minutes, and there is Brother Andrew. How are y'all both doing this evening? So, what we're doing tonight, I'll spin y'all around. This stump. This stump has been in my yard for a couple of years, and I'm ready to make it not in my yard anymore. I am tired of mowing around it. Pretty good sized stump. That's at least a 20-inch base on that stump. Big giant sweet gum that was way too close to our pool. Howdy, Shell. Welcome in. So we're going to get this thing going. We're not going to piddle around. Show y'all my true and proven fire make it happening video here. Of course, it's got to be on a hill. And off we go. Brother Robert, it's good to see you, sir. Yeah, we're fine. We've got some old junk wood that we used, 2 weeks ago on a video that was left over. I've got a bunch of other really old, punky, nasty wood. Maybe it'll still burn. We're going to give that a whirl. Right here, we've got the tiki torches over here to run the mosquitoes off, hopefully, since they're actually more like pterodactyls looking for blood. Howdy, Gen X. Good to see you, sir. Got us a little cocktail here tonight. Cocktail in a glass. Just in a sippy cup. We're going to see if we can get this stump burned out of here. Don't know if we're going to burn the whole thing out tonight, but we're going to give it a whirl. It has rained some. We've gotten about 3/4 of an inch over the last week, so. Hopefully we can get it going. It won't take too long. And at least we can run the mosquitoes off. So how's everybody's week been going so far? Hope everybody's doing well. You know, I was sitting here thinking we do lives every now and then and we're looking off into space at the pool or a fire or whatever. I was like, I ought to do something useful while I'm alive. Well, this is useful. And I've got a swarm of stumps that I can burn. And you can see back there in the distance, there's more stumps. They're everywhere. Your week has flown by, and Brother Roberts is being boring, stuck at home. Man, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Lark. I really am. It's a really good patch. I was even surprised by the quality of them when I got them. Welcome in, Anthony Shaw. This is Texas. Appreciate you coming in. We are in what I'd like to call pre-summer already. I'm already out here. I'm not sweated down like I will be here in a couple of months, but it is relatively sticky out here. It is fairly warm. Of course, I think anything that comes up after 75 is getting warm. Oh, it absolutely. I live in the jungle, Anthony. Texas is a big place, and we have a lot of different varieties of climate here. You can go from solid jungle to desert. Dynamite works better. Yeah, but it's in my yard. I like my yard still in my yard. I don't need to blow a crater into it, Gen X. Although it'd be a lot more fun, quite honestly. Dynamite would be considerably more fun. Yeah, that Velcro, that patch isn't falling off, is it, just Lark? You're not going to accidentally lose it unless you leave your arm or something wherever it is. Worth it. Probably so. I'm not going to disagree with you. Oh, the mosquitoes are bad. I'm only about, well, let me pick you up. Hold on, everybody. The jungle starts right there. I've got a couple of teak there burning. But yeah, the mosquitoes are close. Deacon Ika, I believe I pronounced that correctly. I don't know. Sorry if I butchered it, but welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by. We're just out here. We're getting rid of a stump that's been here in my yard for a couple of years. Yeah, we got fire. We do love fire around this neighborhood. We just got it going. It has barely gotten started. The plan is to start burning this stump out. And I actually have a stump on the other side of the yard that is twice as big that needs the same treatment. A tree that was way too close to the house. Robert, you're 100% correct. I had a bat house at our last place, and when the bats move in, the mosquitoes go away, and I am 100% going to get a bat house out here as well, and hopefully they move in. Well, we had just a little bitty box. I mean, it was no bigger than a shoe box. And I sat and counted one evening as the bats were dropping out, and I think there's 43 bats in that little old bitty house. Well, I might be batty enough, Gen X. But I'm not very good at chasing down mosquitoes. I'm too old and too fat. Got a couple of bats flying around there. There's one I saw the other night. I was sitting out by the pool and there's one flitting around the yard. But I really would like to get a bat house. because these little flying vampires, they are everywhere around here. Typically, the citronella burners will run them off. But, boy, there is a big one. Oh, good. Amazon is making their daily trip here. The citronella usually works really good, but they haven't been burning very long, so I'm hoping between them and this fire. Bad droppings, actually, I mean, if they poop in the house and it falls on the ground, I don't mind going out there and scooping some of that up and using it as fertilizer. That makes excellent fertilizer. Bat guano. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm going to see if I can add a piece to our fire here. That wood that was just some old crap, halfway punky pine, so it's not burning real good, but that is an old chunk of hardwood. It'll burn excellent. Also makes things that go boom. Yes, you can also make things go boom with it too. You know, they used to mine. I lived out in New Mexico for a while, and I went down to Carlsbad Caverns a few times. And they actually used to mine bat guano from Carlsbad Caverns and mining it to make explosives way back in the day. You can also see over here on the side of the stump, that is just all fire ants, so I hope they're going to enjoy their evening. Men of War. I don't recall that I have seen Men of War. When was that made, Gen X? How old is that movie? I've been watching a lot of old war movies from back in the day. In the 50s and 60s. Pretty good stuff. So we're just sitting out here. Mid-90s. That is recent. Can't believe I hadn't heard. Well, I can believe. I usually stay pretty unplugged out of everything. Cheers, everyone. It's a really great evening out here tonight. Sun is just about to go down. It has Dolph Lundgren in it. Boy. I'll have to check it out. I bet you I can find it. Dolph stuff has a tendency to go straight to public viewing pretty quick. It's out there somewhere for free. Trevor Goddard, Kano. I don't know if I'm familiar with Trevor. Probably recognize him if I saw him. Man, I love westerns, Lark. I've been watching a lot of old John Wayne westerns recently. He is deceased, huh? Trevor Goddard, deceased. I have to check him out when I go back inside. So we've been sitting here for about 17 minutes. It takes forever for a decent fire to get going. The fire will be rolling really good, and probably my phone will die here in about an hour. Got 11 people in here. If you're just stopping by, say hi. I wonder where, there's one guy that keeps popping in every now and then. I think his name was Anthony. He's from California. Seems like a really nice dude. If he comes in tonight, we're going to make him a mod. Very polite dude. So Robert, I almost called you today. I haven't talked to you in a while, but I was on the phone quite a bit today and I just didn't get to it. But I'll give you a call here pretty soon. John Wayne. John Wayne acted the exact same in every movie he was in. And I loved every single one of them. He didn't have to change a thing. Home every day. Been doing any gardening or anything? What are you doing at home every day? You can't even drink that much. You got to get outside, man. Get you some vitamin D. Oh, the stump is starting to smoke. I like that. Let's add some more to it. You mowed the yard yesterday? Yeah, I mowed this one here, I guess 3 days ago. It's still good to go for about another week. The grass hadn't taken off yet. It's amazing how early in the year it is, but it feels like it's been spring for 4 months, but it really hasn't. All right, Gen X, man, thanks for popping in. Yeah, we're going to be here for a little while. Just going to sit here and watch this fire. I love watching a good fire. like calls you several times to make sure you're still breathing. Well, that's good. What are these questions that keep popping up on my phone? It wants me to put stickers on here that says, do bugs have thoughts? Man, I ain't posting that crap. Go away. Who gives a damn if bugs have thoughts or not? Man, YouTube is so weird. I cannot believe how humid it is out here. I bet you the humidity is 90%. It just feels, yeah. I like this haircut. Got this haircut the other day. I was starting to look like, and I'm not throwing shade at hippies, but I was starting to look like one. I cannot stand that crap on my head. So we did the guy I usually go and get my hair cut from here in my local town. His prices went up to $25 a haircut. I don't even have $25 worth of hair on my head. So this time I used beard clippers, and the wife helped me out a little bit and just shave it off. Got my summertime do going. His ass. That's what goes through his mind. And there's a lot of them around here. You drive down the road this time of year, you're about to jack a windshield up. At least the daggone mosquitoes are starting to ease up now. I guess between the tiki torches and this fire, I'm finally running some of them off. The nosy shit. Welcome in, Michael. Thanks for joining, sir. Exactly. Do bugs have thoughts? Like anybody cares if a bug has a thought or not. Oh, you're welcome. We're just sitting out here chilling. We're going to set fire to this stump. I figured I might as well do something productive while I was sitting here on the live, having a cocktail. So, there we go. Shy Guy Adventures, welcome in, sir. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, you keep yours clipped pretty close there, Justin. My day has actually been fairly decent. I got some work done this morning. Finished up a couple of projects. And we're just sitting out here chilling this evening. No, Michael, I'm not cooking anything, not over this fire. It's basically just pine and ratty ass stump. So I really wouldn't want to cook anything over it. It would probably taste fairly horrible. And quite honestly, I've only been eating once a day. I'm at 44 pounds down. So I only eat once, and I might have a small yogurt in the evening, and that's it. I hadn't cut back on beer. I'll drink beer during the day, but eating is my main issue. I can eat once a day, but that's about it. Yeah, I was pretty, at my heaviest, I was at 309 pounds. And I'm a pretty big guy anyway, regardless of my weight. So it didn't, I mean, you could tell I was overweight, but I've lost 44 pounds and you can barely see. I'm still wearing the same clothes that I always have been. Although my pants are getting relatively baggy, but this is probably one of the last days I'll wear pants until this fall. I'll be wearing shorts. I'm hoping so. My activity levels definitely picked up. I get out and I walk and cut wood and all kinds of stuff. I don't lift weights or anything like that. I'm not trying to build a great deal of muscle. I'm just trying to not be fat. Yes, you're right. You can tell when you get out of a chair when you go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it's time to make a change. Lark, what are you using a straight razor on? Cutting back on eating. Oh, Shy's been cutting back on eating. I tell you what, it's not super hard, but it takes a while to get used to. It took a little while. My stomach is it's still not over it. It'll start throwing a little bit of a fit probably about 10:30 in the morning, and I just ignore it. I have heard of the carnivore diet, and I can exist off the carnivore diet, but I don't stick to it. I just try not to go heavy on the breads and stay away from the carbohydrates for the most part, except for beer. Beer should be part of a diet. Yeah, you got to be careful on that, Robert. And a lot of times in the past, I'll get the shakes if I don't eat and just get weak, super weak, and can't do anything until I eat something. But I hadn't had that in a long time now, so it's been pretty nice. Bread is your downfall. I remember growing up, I thought I had to have bread for every single meal. I've learned that you can exist without bread for a long time. Yeah, I do like bread, especially hot bread with a big old lump of butter on it. It's hard to beat. I thought the puppy was going to come down here and visit me, but oh, you use a straight razor to shave your head. Oh, okay. No, I'm not going that far. I do. I have shaved my head with a razor several times, but I do like a little hair. It actually, when you wear a hat, it kind of holds onto that hat pretty good. If you got a little bit of hair on there. They do make monitors that you wear that'll monitor your blood sugar. But I thought a lot of them actually had a little needle in them where they can wear a patch, and it's just a patch, and it'll connect to your cell phone. It'll monitor your glucose levels. I don't know how comfortable that could be with a little. I mean, it's just a little tiny needle, and you just put it on your arm. But fortunately, I have skipped diabetes, thank goodness, and I would like to keep it that way. Not at that level yet. Well, that's good. Especially as we get older, it's really important to maintain our diet correctly. I had a good friend of mine that he passed away a couple of years ago, and he just basically refused to control. He was diabetic, and he wouldn't control it. He'd still drink whiskey and all this stuff, and guess what? He perished from it because of his hard head. Finally, this hardwood's starting to ignite. You lost 24 pounds at your last doctor's appointment. That's pretty good, man. Yeah, unfortunately, Michael, we can't stay where we were forever. It sucks. You just try to keep in good health. Oh man, stumps are bad. And if they're even remotely green, you can burn a ton of wood on top of them. And all the wood will burn up and the stump will be still sitting there. It's amazing. I don't know how that works. Actually, I've got one over there on the other side, right in there, and the stump is pretty much burned off, but there's just the wooden hump is still on the ground. And man, I burned a lot of wood and I can't make it go away. If an angry bear came out of the woods, I would probably keep this little fire between me and this bear, and then I would probably make my way and jump in that pool over there. And there are bear in this area, very few though. They reintroduced them here for some reason. That and wolves. They put wolves back in the area. I'm sure all the ranchers were ecstatic. Tell him to calm down. Yeah, wolves, gray wolves. So we got a little bit of everything. When you go out in the woods here, you've got wolves, you've got bear, which are very rare. You've got cougar and boars, wild boars. And actually, I think the boars might be worse than any of those. Those things are nasty mean. There are no wolves in New York. The question is, are they right? Oh, I got you. Look at that. Look at that dadgum vampire. I got his butt that time. Dadgum mosquitoes. Wolves of Wall Street, yeah. I knew the mosquitoes were going to be bad, but I figured I could run them off. They are not willing to go quietly into the night. Oh, well, as long as Google AI says it's okay, we should be fine, right? Occasionally present. Well, it only takes one occasionally to become a nice Happy Meal. Yeah, I may have to go actually get a couple of pieces of firewood to generate some serious heat. I've got some red oak by the house. Quite honestly, I've not seen any bear in this area either, but there was a couple of news stories where bear were seen. But I would have a feeling that most of them are going to be out in the national forest, which is southwest of here, Davy Crockett National Forest. Now, I have seen whatever you want to call them, cougars, panthers. That just depends, Michael. Did I see it first or did it see me first? That is a very pertinent question. And while a black bear is not as tough as a grizzly, but he is definitely not 357 proof. Daggum polar bear is the apex. If a polar bear sees you, you're not running from it. You're not hiding from it. They eat strictly meat, and they will hunt you down, and you will be dinner. There is nothing you can do. Have y'all seen that video of that dude that was just out there observing the polar bear that was in that big plexiglass box? And people are like, oh, he's just curious. He's trying to see what you are. No, he is trying to open that box to get the goodie on the inside. He should have been worried. I would have. That polar bear better hoped he had COVID when he ate me, because I would have shit all in that box. I am telling you. He'd been just like, man, that is just flat nasty. That would have scared me to death. He did. He looked extremely worried. I swear to God, panda bears are the end result of a line of bears that is going to go extinct. Those things had no survival instincts whatsoever. They'll just drop their baby and walk off from it. They don't even care. That's the reason why you joined the Navy. Pandas are dumb. If it wasn't for the Chinese people taking care of the pandas, they would already be extinct. Pandas will sometimes eat meat. I'm not a panda expert, but my goodness, they consume a crap ton of bamboo. Something is almost indigestible. Man, I appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with me for a little while. Again, cheers everybody. We just got a little cocktail that we're having tonight. Delicious. If I could get the mosquito population whipped down, it would be absolutely beautiful out here. Normally I do this up on the back deck, and they're not quite as prevalent up there since it's a little bit further away from the tree line, but man, I've been thinking about another camp here pretty quick. I would like to go do another camp before it gets hot, but boy howdy, the mosquitoes are out in force. I need to go back to Ratcliffe, is where we're going to have our second annual meetup in November. And I'd like to go see and scout out a nice place to go camp. Yeah, if you look at my channel, Michael, I do quite a bit of camping. This is basically an outdoor channel. I mean, I'm just sitting out here in the backyard today doing a live, but lots of videos, camping, outdoorsy stuff. That's what this channel. There's a few guns, got some camping, and just other odds and ends. Nothing indoors. It's all outdoors. But I would like to go camping one more time and go scout out a place for several people to show up and have room, and it's nice. November, the campground should be borderline empty. So I think I'm gonna go do that here in the next couple of weeks. And of course, I'll record that. So, was it those black flies, or there's a what they call a bull gnat, and it's it's really tough. These bull gnats. I mean, you can squish them, and they don't really squish. They got a hard body to them, and they will, if they bite you on the neck, they will leave a welt the size of an English pea on you. Is that where you are, Michael? Is Scotland? Look like a big gnat. That's awesome. That's where my family was originally from, was Scotland. Of course, that's been a couple of 100 years ago. Big woman fly once bit me. What's the temperature like up there? What is y'all's average temp right now, Shy Guy? So Robert, your dogs wouldn't hang out with you if you took them camping? My last dog, she loved to go camping, and she would basically lay in the fire. I would literally have to drag that big knucklehead out of the fire. I thought she was going to catch on fire so many times away. It will help keep flies away, but we don't really have a fly problem necessarily here. The flies don't bother me. 60s today, dropping to 40s and rain. Man, I love 60-degree weather. I wish it could stay 60 to 70 degrees all year round. It just won't do it. I mean, we got quite a few flies that linger around the house, and I've actually got up a couple of fly traps, and they do exceptionally well. Yeah, the wind's been blowing here too, Shy. It's really calm right now, but man, it seems like every day for like a month it has been just hammering wind. Demo Man Don, how are you doing, sir? Where you been hanging out? How's that garden doing, sir? I enjoyed your video. Y'all got a lot of crap growing. They already got sprayed by a skunk in January. Oh my God. My garden's doing pretty well over here as well. My Roma tomatoes are loaded. You're on kitchen duty. Oh boy. Yeah, you got to be careful around here too. There's been a lot of limbs, big limbs falling. We had that freeze right at the tail end of winter, and we had a big ice storm that came through, and it cracked a lot of limbs, and they've been falling ever since. They were broken, and now they're just dying and falling out of trees. And every time the wind blows, you can hear them out in the woods. Wife cooked and you're cleaning. That's fair enough. And quite honestly, I'd rather clean than cook. Thinking about that, Michael, I camped on the Trinity River one time. I just had a typical dome tent, and I was setting it up there. We had found a big sandbar that we were camping on, and the wind was just I wouldn't say it was howling, but it was blowing steady and it was a pretty stiff wind. That stupid tent got away from me and that sucker rolled for a quarter of a mile till it got hung in a tree. I had to chase that thing through sand to go get it. Oh, that was a pain. Yep, that's what they're called. Digging widowmakers. I had a big one over here on my hiking trail that it was, I don't know, it was 14 to 18 inch diameter. It was just hanging. It was hanging about 8 feet off the ground. And it went right over the top of the trail. It took me a while to get that thing down. No, it was not funny at the time. I was a mad son of a gun. I'm here to tell you. That wood is not worth the crap. It is old. The hardwood's still pretty good, but that pine is light. There isn't much meat to it at all.